this library was set up was that there were different seats and desks or tables set up all around, and the library was not busy, so we could have sat anywhere else. So this library, it had like tables everywhere, like there were bookshelves, but there were big gaps between the bookshelves, and there were like different types of tables and desks, and there were like comfy chairs, there were desks, and they even had computers and stuff. But he chose to come sit down right next to us, which was a little weird. Okay, where am I? Even if he did just want to sit at this particular table, though I don't know why he would, it was a long table that had a lot of seats further down also available. So there was no reason why he needed to sit next to us. So either way, he came and sat down directly next to us, but we didn't really care or anything. It's not like he was bothering us or doing anything wrong. It was just a little weird. But for the next 15 minutes or so, he was staring at us the whole time. He didn't have a computer or a pencil or pen or paper or anything with him. He wasn't doing any work. He didn't have anything out. He wasn't doing anything other than staring at us. At this point, me and my friend were getting really creeped out, and we were whispering back and forth to each other, trying to decide what we should do. We were both pretty creeped out, but I kind of wanted to try and stay and study longer because I really needed to study for these exams. But she just wanted to go. So we eventually decided to move to a new area in the library so we could continue studying in peace without being stared at by a creepy old man. So my friend didn't bring as much stuff as me, so she packed up her things quickly and started walking away. While I was still finishing to pack up my things, the old man who was staring at us the whole time, he turned to me and told me not to leave. He repeatedly told me to stay and not leave. He told me to sit down, told me to sit down and not to leave. Just to sit back down. After that, I just threw my stuff into my bag and ran back to my friend and told her what happened, because that was like so scary to me. That was wild. We found a new area, but just as we sat down, we saw the same man approaching us. He was following us to the other side of the library. So I hadn't even taken my stuff out yet, so we just picked up our stuff and ran to the front of the library where there were desks. But it was at the front desk where there were workers and a lot of people around. So, and we were near the door in case of an emergency. So we tried to sit down and study there for a few minutes. But after a few more minutes of trying to study, we just really couldn't focus. We were so freaked out and scared. So we just decided to leave the library altogether. And unrelated, but fun fact, unrelated I guess, there was a mall right next to that library. So we walked to the mall and ended up just like getting ice cream and hanging out at the mall. Which is just kind of funny because we were trying to like be responsible and study for our exams, and instead we ended up getting ice cream and hanging out together. Okay, so then this one is just like a wild story of mine. It's crazy. It's the longest one out of the three. It's just a really wild story. I don't even know where to start. Okay. This one is less creepy and scary, but just more funny and crazy. It is pretty funny. One day, my dad was taking me and my younger sister to 7-Eleven, but we had our dog with us and he couldn't come in. So the plan was for my dad to wait in the car while me and my sister get our slushies, and then to come in to pay, and I go out and wait with my dog. So we were gonna go in and get our slushies ready, and then I was gonna leave my sister with my slushie, go wait with my dog, and my dad would come and get my sister and pay, and then come back out and whatever. Just cause we couldn't take our dog in, and we weren't gonna leave him alone because we're not like that. At the time, I was 12 and my younger sister was only 10. So we go inside and get our slushies. So, pile in like a million different flavors, and she was already getting onto a different flavor. I was just waiting for her because I got it quickly, and so I quickly realized and pulled back the lever before it even made a mess. Like, there was literally nothing there. Just a little bit was on the machine, but